Hello, it's been a little while. My voice is still really shitty. It's Monday the 19th right now. I go home on Thursday. I am freaking out about that. It is terrifying at the moment. I'm trying to be quiet because there's some other people here right now. Overall, from my last video at the end of last weekend, there's been a bit of separation. There's still kind of that goopy stuff coming out. I basically call it like she's got a sinus infection or a cold right now. It's unpleasant, but it's part of the process. I'm really trying hard to keep the separation to a minimum, so I've changed how I'm placing the ice packs, how I'm using them to make sure that I'm getting iced where I need to go. The little towel I've been using to keep from like soaking through my underwear any condensation or moisture that forms, as well as just again create a little bit of a barrier. I've adjusted where I've put that so there's more direct cooling happening on the lower section where the separation is, and on the top there's a bit of the towel to continue to keep that because the ice weighs on the top, and on the bottom I kind of have to shove it in. So gravity helps the top, cold air sinks, cools the top. On the bottom I kind of got to get a little better at it. So Saturday was pretty rough. I didn't feel well. I did not sleep very well. I had a couple weird fever hallucination dreams. Those were really, really unpleasant, but managed to get over that fever pretty decently. Sunday was worse. I woke up Sunday at 5 a.m. with a fever. I wasn't thinking clearly at all that I might have had a fever, so it took till like 6 when I finally went, I am cold because I have a fever. So I took my temperature and it was like 99. I'm like, okay. Popped the Tylenol, fever cleared pretty quickly. I was okay. Midday, I had another fever, popped the Tylenol, do the breathing exercises, it cleared up. Evening time, I got really, really cold. I checked my temperature, fever was 100.4. It's the highest I've been since the hospital. And in part, again, part of the separation, I've been avoiding being vertical as much as I can. And Saturday night, was this Sunday night? I don't remember. One of those nights I started skipping showers again, not because I want to be dirty. I'm using cleaning cloths as best as I can to keep my body hygienically clean. But standing in the hot water I felt was just increasing the potential for separation, so I'm avoiding that for a little while. I will do showers, but I'm not going to do it every night. So anyway, with that done, I haven't been getting up as much, spending as much time up. I've been staying in bed more and more. I'm doing some like tensing on my leg muscles, trying to wiggle and rotate my hips around depending on how I'm trying to like pinch the ice or move it, just to kind of adjust my position to shift things, try and move a bit. But I am spending more time in bed, so I think a lot of my fevers came from me just being sedentary on my back, similar to the hospital. But I took a Tylenol, that one did not clear. And I was coming up on my dilation time, and I ended up having to take a second Tylenol and just start dilation. I was freezing through the first little bits of getting started, and then just magically cleared the fever, and I got warm, and the rest of dilation went okay. So I slept pretty good last night. I still woke up at 5, but I was able to get back to sleep after changing ice and using the restroom. So on that front, it's been good. I've been sitting differently on the toilet seat, more akin to how when the packing was in. So normally, let me see if I switch hands here. I would sit, palm is butt, hands are head. So I would sit with a little bit forward tilt to try and help like the bladder and the pee come out and go down the toilet without getting on yourself as much as possible, just to avoid putting all that dirty stuff on the wound. But in bending over that way, I wasn't feeling anything from it, but I was pulling on the perineum. So I've avoided leaning forward too much, and I'm pushing and I'm leaning back. But in doing so that way, I know I'm also putting lateral pressure on it. So I put my hands on the side of the seat or the back of the tank and try to support myself that way to take some of the weight off, because it does take time to sit there and get things to come through. And depending on how you lean, you may not be able to do one but the other, and then you lean the other way and suddenly you can do that one but not the other. So it's a mess right now. But I've been doing that to try and help reduce swelling, to try and reduce further separation. I'm still really terrified for Thursday on the plane. And I know when I get home, I'm just gonna like stay downstairs. I'm not gonna bother going up and getting in bed. I'll just sleep on the couch or something to try and mitigate any major issues. Since I'm gonna have been up all day, I'll be close to the freezer. There's a bathroom down there. I'll have everything I need, so it's not a big deal, other than my daughter getting up at 7 in the morning. So, and I won't have any private place to dilate. But I think it'll be for the best that I do that. Otherwise, that's pretty much the update. I'm doing okay. There is a lot of things waking up down there. I feel a lot of the nerve chains kicking off, a lot of twitching as things go ow, ow, oh, okay, gone. But it's well within my pain tolerance. I would say I have a fairly high pain tolerance. I think I'm pretty well versed in handling aspects of pain. This is a different kind, not like somebody cut my arm off. That would certainly hurt a lot, and I would cry and blah, blah, blah. Stubbing toes, all that stuff hurts. I still feel pain. But this is a pain that I can manage better because of the way it's coming awake right now. I'm expecting it to get a lot worse. I'm just really worried about separation and things like that as we progress. So anyway, just wanted to give you a quick update. I'll probably do one maybe before I leave. I don't know if I'll have time. There's going to be so much going on that day, and I have to do as little as I can because I got to pack up. So I'll probably start packing some things up tomorrow so I can utilize some of my vertical time without killing myself. And that way Wednesday I go to the doctor and I can spend most of the day in bed, and I've got my clothes out for travel and I'm ready to go. But otherwise, still here, still doing okay. 10 more weeks of the worst, and then hopefully we'll see some improvement. Bye. Hey, just a quick update. It's Tuesday night. I'm getting ready for bed shortly. I go home in 2 days. Still freaking out about the plane flight. So I've told you about some of the complications from earlier in the week. This morning, I got through my morning routine without any real issues. Finished dilating, got breakfast, used the restroom, and then I laid down in bed, pulled my laptop over, got all set up, got logged in, dialed into a conference call. And at that moment, I just felt like liquid cascading out of me, and I was like, that's not normal. Occasionally, I'll feel some of the milky discharge come out. It's normal. But this moment, I was like, not good. So I disconnected from the conference call, tipped my laptop back so it was on the lid, moved the covers, and went to the restroom quickly. And as soon as I pulled the pad out, instead of the milky substance I was expecting, I was bleeding quite heavily. It was a bit disconcerting. Mostly just sat there and waited for a change. I moved around a little bit. I tried to look at it. I got my cell phones. I had my little dilation mirror, so I was trying to look at it. There were some stringy discharge bits of part of the healing process that were hanging down. So I took what pictures I could, sent it off to the on-call medical folks. And they were like, it's normal. If you bleed through 2 pads in an hour, then contact us, all that stuff. I wasn't overly concerned because after a few moments, it started to slow down and subside. And so I didn't want to rip anything off, so I was just trying to gently tap. Sorry, I'm using my hand. Gently just trying to pat dry some of the blood so I could see where it was coming from a bit. And got most of those off. The worst part was that, the blood loss did cause a little lightheadedness, and I was sitting at funky angles trying to get mirrors down there and see and make sure that it was slowing down so that I knew I didn't need to go get help. And it did slow down, so I was in the restroom about half an hour trying to do my breathing, stay calm. I didn't have any freakouts. It was just, it was just a bit surprising. Changed pads out, got myself cleaned up, got a fresh ice pack, came back to bed, laid down, sat there expecting more, and nothing happened. So it was good. The next dilation session about 4 hours later was very nerve-wracking because I was expecting to like hit something and just floodgates open up again, but everything went smooth. Dilation has been a little longer and a little more difficult because I'm going very carefully. The separation on the bottom parts is a little worse. Some of the ice packs that I got from the hospital are falling apart. I have a bunch more at home, but that's days away. I have 2 that I'm trying not to use, but honestly I need to make sure that I'm iced up, so we'll see what happens. But really that's the update for today. Bit of excitement. I go see the doctor again tomorrow for my final visit before getting on the terrifying plane and going home. All right.